Hey everybody, and welcome to Woodcrest Bonsai. Today I'm going to continue pruning ficus, narrow leaf ficus that I put into bonsai pots prematurely. And this is a pretty nice pot. It's about 8 inches, 9 inches, and of course you can see that the tree is a good 1.5 feet or more, so it's grown beyond. And this tree you possibly could do something like first main branch and second main branch and create some kind of tree. You know, if we took, I'm going to get my cutters here, if we took some of this off here and made it something more like that, you know, it has a triangle, and but it's never going to have the kind of taper that I want. So I'm going to cut this one off and this one off, and I'm going to promote this guy. Probably going to take off this one here too. I may leave this one on as a sacrifice branch, although narrow leaf ficus really don't need sacrifice branches because they produce big thick root bases anyway. But that's the deal for this guy. So I'm going to put it on the tripod and then we'll get started pruning it. And I think I said I'm going to put it on the tripod. I didn't mean the tree. And I'm going to wear gloves because I hate the sap on these things. So I'm going to cut the top first, and then I'll show you there's also another nasty root that I need to get out of there. So take it to there, clean that up a little bit, take this one off, take this one off, and then I'm going to cut it to this little tiny piece right here. The problem with wearing gloves is you can't feel what you're doing. So that's why I don't like to wear gloves. And I probably didn't need the gloves for this part, but definitely for the root. And as you can see, like the others I did yesterday, big old nasty root that I'm going to remove. It's got some really nice moss. The moss on this tree is quite beautiful. So, basically the same procedure as yesterday. The root is actually quite large, so these concave cutters are not the perfect tool. They do make larger size concave cutters, I just don't own any. I also have a trunk splitter that's quite large, but I don't know. And like I said in yesterday's video, ficus wood is very soft, so it's not that hard to cut through. Sometimes the hardest part is that it gives, unlike real wood that is, you know, stable, so when you cut through it, you can actually get through it. Ficus sometimes just almost bends instead of being cut. I think I've severed the root. Oops, there's my arm. I still don't know how to do this where I don't get in the way. Just try to stand back behind. roots that are shooting down. I'm going to try to get in. It's definitely cutting through something. And even though this is a massive root, which is feeding the tree, it's not going to, the tree's not even going to miss a beat. It's the middle of summer, hot, humid. And since I chopped off most of the foliage, the demand for water from the top is going to be minimal. It still doesn't want to come. Come on, baby. Yes. I think one more chop of the root that's down here ought to do it. There we go. No more large ugly root. Now we have a large ugly scar. And I think what I'm going to do is put some more soil in here. You can see the timber. There's now a big divot in here, so I'm going to add more soil. And then give it a little bit of a fertilization. And once again, like I said yesterday, Ficus have adventitious buds all up and down the trunk, so it'll just pop like crazy, and I can pick the ones I want. Much like the bald cypress that I did in the spring. And I just did an update on that too, the bald cypress tree. And another positive aspect of doing this is I now have a huge cutting that is typically much, much larger than the cuttings I normally take. Because normally I take cuttings no bigger than something like this, so just tiny. So there's number one. And I guess I'll try to get two in on this video. Get it back in the frame. So on to number two. Here's number two. And yesterday I said I didn't think I had any smaller ones, but poof, here it is, a smaller one. And as you can see, it's just leggy with no taper. It's got a nice bulb, root bulb, and it has some roots that are a little bit funky, but nothing like the ordeal to get those big roots out of the other ones. And I think I'm going to change the front of this guy to here, and then we'll have the movement that I like. So let's take out the stuff that I don't want. This branch is a little heavy, but we'll just turn it into a stub so that the new growth will come out here. I can leave this branch as a sacrifice branch. Here's my second main branch and my apex. And so that's, oops, that's the sacrifice branch. So there you go. That's not bad. And I should probably cut these guys back even more because, but oops. Once you get to smaller stuff like this, these clippers are too big. I need my red handled ones. So there you go. That was fast. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And when you subscribe and hit the notification bell, you can watch these guys continue to develop. This guy here is obviously going to need to be repositioned in its new pot. But I probably won't do that until next year. It still seems to have quite a bit of space in this pot, so that's it. Sometimes I'm guilty of premature bonsai potting. I don't find it to be all that big of a deal myself. Sometimes I just get that wild hair. I just want to use some of my bonsai pots. Most bonsai artists have way more pots than they have plants in pots. It's just the nature of the beast. So thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe and leave a comment if you choose. And I thought I had way more of these. I've only found one other, which is the largest one. So I guess tomorrow I'll do that and then maybe try to scrounge up. I thought I had 8 or 10 of them, but so far we're only on 4. I know there's a 5th because it's the biggest. Anyway, premature bonsai potting at its finest. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.